Tourism in Syria. Welcome, dear listener. Today, we are embarking on a remarkable journey across one of the most ancient, storied, and diverse lands in the world, Syria. For thousands of years, Syria has stood at the crossroads of civilizations. It has seen empires rise and fall, prophets walk its soil, merchants travel its trade routes, and artists shape its timeless culture. To speak about Syria is to speak about humanity's shared heritage, because so much of our history, our faiths, and our cultures have roots in this land. In this journey, I will take you across cities and villages, across deserts and mountains, across mosques, churches, castles, and palaces. We will experience the warmth of its Mediterranean coast, the snowy peaks of its mountains, the endless dunes of its deserts, and the green valleys that hide rivers and orchards. We will discover the great archaeological treasures that belong not only to Syrians but to the world. We will explore the spiritual sanctuaries where pilgrims of different faiths still gather today. We will even look at places that once belonged to the country's dictator, spaces of power and luxury that are now, strangely, a part of Syria's touristic curiosity. And above all, we will meet the Syrian people, famous for their generosity, resilience, and hospitality. Let us begin in Damascus, the capital of Syria and the world's oldest continuously inhabited city. Imagine walking through streets where people have lived, traded, and prayed for more than 4,000 years. The old city of Damascus is like a living museum. The walls, the gates, the narrow alleys, they all tell stories of Romans, Byzantines, Arabs, Ottomans, and modern Syrians. At the heart of Damascus lies the Umayyad Mosque, one of the most significant monuments in Islamic history. Its vast courtyard, marble columns, and beautiful mosaics remind us of a time when Damascus was the center of the Muslim world. Within its walls is a shrine believed to house the head of John the Baptist, revered by both Christians and Muslims. Here, faiths meet and history breathes. A few steps away from the mosque lies the bustling Al-Hamidiyya Souk. The long covered market stretches with shops selling spices, fabrics, sweets, and crafts. The scent of cardamom coffee, the voices of merchants, and the bright colors of silk create an atmosphere that overwhelms the senses. A traveler cannot leave Damascus without tasting local delights like baklava, ma'amol, or the famous pistachio ice cream of Bakdash. From Damascus, we travel north to Aleppo, another city that proudly claims to be among the oldest in the world. The symbol of Aleppo is its magnificent citadel, a fortress rising on a hill, surrounded by deep moats. For centuries, it has stood as a guardian of the city. Inside its massive gates are mosques, palaces, and halls that once hosted rulers and armies. Walking through Aleppo's old markets, once the most vibrant in the Middle East, is like stepping into the golden days of the Silk Road, where traders from Asia, Africa, and Europe exchanged not only goods but also ideas and cultures. Further east, deep in the desert, lies Palmyra, the pearl of the desert. Palmyra was once an oasis city, a crucial stop for caravans carrying silk, spices, and treasures from the east to the Mediterranean world. Its queen, Zenobia, dared to challenge the Roman Empire. Today, the ruins of Palmyra still inspire awe: the Grand Colonnade, the Temple of Bel, the monumental arches, and the theater. At sunset, when the golden light falls on the stones, one can almost hear the voices of ancient traders and warriors. Palmyra is not only a monument of Syria but of all humanity. In the south, we find Bosra, with its extraordinary Roman theater, perhaps the best preserved in the world. Carved in black basalt stone, it could seat more than 15,000 spectators. Even today, when a voice is raised on its stage, the sound carries perfectly to the farthest seats. Surrounding the theater are ruins of ancient baths, markets, and churches, reminders of Bosra's importance as a provincial capital of the Roman Empire. Beyond these famous names lie the cities of Ebla and Mari, once flourishing centers of Mesopotamian civilization. Thousands of clay tablets discovered there revealed details about kings, merchants, and ordinary life from more than 4,000 years ago. These ruins remind us that Syria was not a marginal land but a beating heart of early human civilization. Syria's story is not only about ancient ruins. It is also about faith, spirituality, and the meeting of religions. In Malola, a mountain village north of Damascus, people still speak Aramaic, the language of Jesus. The village is home to monasteries and churches built into the cliffs. Pilgrims come to hear prayers in the same tongue spoken 2,000 years ago. The land is dotted with monasteries, from Saidnaya to Sednaya, from the valley of the Christians to the remote sanctuaries in the desert. For Christians, Syria is a holy land, where apostles preached and saints lived. For Muslims, Syria is equally sacred. The Umayyad Mosque in Damascus, the shrine of Sayyidah Zainab, the resting places of companions of the Prophet, and the sanctuaries of scholars make Syria a destination for Islamic pilgrimage. And then there is Croix de Chevaliers, the mighty Crusader castle near Homs. Described by Lawrence of Arabia as the most holy admirable castle in the world, Croix is a masterpiece of medieval military architecture. Its thick walls, towers, and halls tell stories of knights, battles, and alliances. But Syria is not only history. It is also nature. Along the Mediterranean coast, cities like Latakia and Tartus welcome visitors with sandy beaches, warm waters, and seafood restaurants. Families gather by the shore, enjoying the gentle waves. In the coastal mountains, green forests and fresh air offer a cool escape. In spring, the hills are covered with blossoms. In winter, snow caps the peaks, where skiing is even possible. The climate of Syria is diverse. You can experience 4 seasons in one country. In the desert, nights are filled with stars. In the valleys, olive trees and vineyards stretch across the land. The Orontes River flows gently, nourishing villages and orchards. In the Euphrates basin, fertile plains once fed empires. Now, let us speak about something unusual, the legacy of the dictator. For decades, certain areas of Syria were closed to ordinary people. Luxurious palaces, villas on the coast, mountain retreats, they were the private world of rulers and their circles. Today, some of these places are accessible to the public, and while they represent a painful chapter of history, they also attract curious visitors. Walking through gilded halls and empty swimming pools, tourists reflect on the contrast between the ruler's luxury and the people's struggle. It is a reminder that tourism is not only about beauty, but also about truth and memory. Syria's religious tourism is vast. Pilgrims from across the Muslim world visit the shrine of Sayyidah Zainab, the granddaughter of the Prophet Muhammad, located near Damascus. Others travel to the shrine of Sayyidah Ruqayyah, to the resting places of prophets like Job and companions like Khalid ibn al-Walid. Christian pilgrims walk the streets of Damascus, recalling the conversion of St. Paul on the road to this very city. In the ancient churches of Malola and the monasteries of Sednaya, prayers rise in harmony. Syria is a mosaic of faiths, and its sacred places remain powerful symbols of unity and spirituality. And then there is the everyday life of Syrians, which is itself a form of tourism. Imagine sitting in a traditional cafe in Damascus, where old men play backgammon, storytellers recite epics, and the aroma of water pipes mixes with the music of the oud. Imagine walking in the souk of Aleppo, where artisans hammer copper, weave fabrics, and sell handmade soap. Imagine tasting Syrian food, rich, flavorful, and generous. From kebabs grilled over charcoal, to mezzy dishes like hummus, tabbouleh, and mutabal, to sweets like kanafa and halawat el-jibn, every meal is a feast. Syrian hospitality is legendary. If you enter a home, you will be offered tea, coffee, bread, and more than you can possibly eat. Tourism in Syria is not only about looking at monuments. It is about meeting people. It is about hearing their stories, sharing their meals, and experiencing their resilience. Despite challenges, Syrians continue to live, to laugh, to sing, and to welcome guests. As we conclude this journey, let us remember that Syria is more than the news headlines, more than the conflicts and politics. It is a land of beauty, history, and faith. It is a land where civilizations meet, where prophets walked, where empires built their legacies. It is a land where the sun sets behind ancient ruins, where snow falls on mountains, where the desert opens its vast silence, and where people greet you with open hearts. For the traveler who seeks history, Syria offers thousands of years of it. For the one who seeks spirituality, Syria offers sacred places. For the one who seeks nature, Syria offers seas, mountains, and deserts. For the one who seeks understanding, Syria offers lessons of resilience. Syria is more than sights. It is about human connection, resilience, and hope, awaiting a peaceful future to welcome the world again. Thank you for joining me on this journey across Syria, a land of history, faith, beauty, and resilience.